that there are other complications for this rematch.
Potentially, yes, Bernardo, because the first fight, of course, was at 147 pounds. Errol Spence said afterward that he was done at 147, but the winner of the first fight was able to select the weight for the second fight. So it's going to be up to Terence Crawford. If Crawford wants to fight at 54, then no problem at all. But if Terence Crawford decides that he wants Errol Spence to make some concessions to move the weight up, then there will have to be some sort of negotiation, and I can definitely see an issue there because, obviously with the rematch clause, the purse splits are all decided ahead of time. This fighter X gets more if they win and so forth. So I don't think it's going to be cut and dry to change that weight.
We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Bad news. ESPN is reporting that there could be some issues between the rematch, Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. That's what I want to talk about. Let's get unpacked. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, the clip you heard at the beginning was boxing reporter Mike Coppinger and ESPN reporter as well, Bernardo Osuna, and basically they were talking about the rematch. Now, for those maybe who didn't understand what was being said, let me paraphrase for you guys. So basically, the reporter with ESPN, he was saying that issues could arise if Terence Crawford doesn't want to make the fight at 154 pounds. Errol Spence took the fight at 147. You've seen the performance versus Terence Crawford, and I don't care what anybody says. It seriously looked like the weight had some effect on Errol Spence Jr. Just the way he was moving, he looked flat. There were people before the fight, like this is before Terence Crawford even threw a punch. People were saying he looks high, he looks loaded. It's like the scene on Training Day with Denzel Washington. And he was like, he said, you got high? You got us high? He's like, I didn't, but you did. Sherm, Dust, PCP, Primo, butt naked. That's what you had. And it's not like I put a gun to your head, huh? And Denzel gave Jake that wet off the step. You know what I'm saying? They were saying Errol Spence looked like that. So you guys can avoid it, the elephant in the room, but it is what it is. So with that being said, it seemed as if Errol Spence had issues. I'm not going to say issues necessarily making weight. Well, actually, I guess there's no other way to put it, but issues making weight. So basically the issue was he made the weight and he looked completely drained. He looked like he left it all. Like all he could do is basically hit the number on the scale and then that was it. And again, some of the signs of this was before they even threw punches. So it is what it is. So the problem ESPN is talking about is that Terence Crawford, he may choose to be difficult and not do this fight at 154, which is clearly the preferred division for Errol Spence, because it looks like his body is rejecting the idea of 147, which would be bad for boxing fans, because boxing fans, they don't really care about all the politics. They just want to see the fight. So since it's a contract and Errol Spence pushed a button on the rematch clause, I'm not exactly sure how that would happen if the two sides can agree. I don't know if they have to have some kind of injunction or mediation. I really wouldn't even know what would happen. It could be like Wilder versus Tyson Fury, where you have to get somebody to interpret it to see what is what. But I truly believe this. Errol Spence gave up way too much to the B-side at the time, Terence Crawford, and now he's being made to pay for it. So one could argue that was smart business or gamesmanship on behalf of Terence Crawford because he put himself in the position to be in the driver's seat if he won, and he did win. So if Errol Spence should have thought this through a bit more, because Terence Crawford definitely has the ability to make it very, very challenging. Because if Crawford says, yo, I want to fight at 147, and he already did what he did to Errol Spence in the first fight, and many people, not just myself, but many people believe Errol Spence looked insanely flat based on the weight cut. If he has to do that weight cut again, who's to say it'll be any different? Now, there's also the theory that Terence Crawford, he might just be able to beat Errol Spence even if there was no weight cut, just because he's that good of a fighter. He's a great fighter, right? So Errol Spence didn't do himself any favors by making it harder. But Errol Spence is kind of like the saying goes, live by the sword, die by the sword. And that's what Errol Spence decided to do. He told everyone he was the biggest, the big fish, and man down and strap season. And he also said he was like basically Mr. No tune-ups and refused to do tune-ups. And now it's coming to bite him in the butt because he lost, and he lost convincingly, to the point where some people said, yo, hey, I don't even need to see a rematch to this. And then now Terence Crawford could have him by the balls, pause, if he decides to make it a bit difficult with the weight and says, hey, no, I want it at 147, because the winner of the fight gets to determine what the weight class is for the rematch. And that was clearly Terence Crawford. So I'll keep you guys updated. I do know Terence Crawford said he would entertain 154, but that was immediately post-fight. The other day, he started going to the social media and saying, oh, PBC kept people away, and they kept Danny Garcia away from me, and they kept, you know, the fight from Keith Thurman and all these guys away from me. So he might just be on some petty stuff and like, nah, I want to have 47, knowing it's going to tax Errol Spence Jr. So I guess we have to see how it plays out, but ESPN is saying that there could be some issues there. We'll see how this unfolds. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We unpack.
Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks.
The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.
Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.